Hello and welcome to sportingways.com. My name's Thomas Rooney. I'm joined by Peter South once again. We're going to start by looking back at the weekend's Premier League fixtures. Norwich 1, Arsenal 2 to begin with. Saturday lunchtime kick-off. Obviously I'm a Norwich fan. We probably deserve to lose the game, I'm going to say. Defensive lap cost us, and if you saw the game, any thoughts on it?
I did see the game. I thought it was a more even game than I imagined it would be. I mean, I think we alluded to the fact we thought it might be sort of a step too far from Norwich. They did well. They defended well. It was, I mean, Robin van Persie was the difference, wasn't he? In the end, he's just in a different... He's in a
world class, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, so Everton 2, Wolves 1. Everton are kind of pushing along at the moment. They're kind of getting a couple of wins when they need to get to mid-table. Wolves defeat after the win they won last week. So, what do you think of Everton 2, Wolves 1?
Everton, well, they needed that win, didn't they? They were flirting with the bottom sort of 6 clubs, so they needed to push themselves out of it. They need it. Wolves need it equally as well, but they're on a very terrible run of form, and they're only 1 point clear, I think, so they need to push on now.
Manchester City 3, Newcastle 1. We mentioned it might be a step too far for Newcastle. It turned out to be the case. A couple of penalties, so it wasn't a sort of flowing Man City performance, but comfortable in the end.
It's probably, personally speaking, it's probably the game of the weekend for me. So I think maybe Wigan Blackburn was another rip one. We'll get to that later, but it was really interesting. I thought Newcastle they held their own. I thought they battled well with City, but once again, like with the Arsenal game, just a bit of class show in the end.
Stoke 2, Queen's Park Rangers 3. Brilliant win for QPR. They're better on the road at the moment, I think. And Stoke struggling 5 games. I think they've lost in a row.
No, QPR once again very impressive. I think Joe Barton said on Twitter, he said he's got plenty of bruises and knocks up his legs now, and he's, as a typical Stoke, was in a bit of a physical encounter. But I think
there's a few bookings and stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was a win for star over substance, I think.
We'll keep this one short. Sunderland 0, Fulham 0. We probably expected a bit of a draw. It's 2 teams that struggle for goals.
Yes.
Not exactly the most surprising result of the weekend.
No, it wasn't. I must admit, it was. When you come down the ranking match of the day, it hasn't been a brilliant game. So I think that was certainly in the bottom 2, wasn't it?
West Brom 2, Bolton 1. Big win for West Brom. I think they've won sort of 3 games in their last 5. I think it is, having lost to Arsenal and Liverpool. But it's a good win for them. And Bolton didn't push on like we thought they might do after the 5-0 against Stoke.
You hope they'd come firing forward. You'd hope they'd push on from that result. They didn't. Brilliant win for West Brom.
And Wigan 3, Blackburn 3. You mentioned it a minute ago. Lots of bit of controversy with sort of decisions and stuff. But excellent late goal for Blackburn. 3-3, which probably isn't great for either side, but at least Blackburn didn't lose it.
It was a cracking encounter. It was a brilliant sort of real Premiership game, real sort of blood and guts. I mean, I think the Blackburn's second goal was unbelievable, but brilliant end to Paul Robinson getting himself on the pitch. It was real good, honest action. It was a real good watch.
And Swansea 0, where Manchester United won last game on Saturday. I think Manchester United win 1-0 again. They're getting the job done. Swansea started well, but then the goal kind of killed it a little bit, but they still were in the game right to the end.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Man United hadn't beaten Swansea before that in the league. I think it's their 4th game, but also since the Man City game, that's their 5th clean sheet in a row. So Man United are doing their job. They're getting the job done. Maybe not the most spectacular fashion, but yeah, they held off a very spirited Swansea side.
Great. On to Sunday, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. So there's 2 big defeats at home for Chelsea recently. Liverpool, fantastic result for them. Great goal from Glenn Johnson at the end to win it.
Yeah, the stats are piling up against Andre Villas-Boas, aren't they? First back-to-back defeats at Stamford Bridge since Abramovich took over. 3 losses in 4, already worst record, a defensive record than in Jose Mourinho's entire first season in charge. It's not looking good. But I think they need to improve in January, and they need, because with Spurs coming, they need to get their act together if they want a top 4 spot.
And final game of the weekend was a Monday night football. Peter, Spurs fan, very happy, very relaxed, sit back with a cup of tea, I imagine, during that one. Tottenham 2, Villa 0, very comfortable.
I had time to do the taxi turn, I had time to sit there and do my housework. It was, for as good as Spurs were, and they were very good. Villa, I've not seen such a lacklustre performance from a Premier League side in a while. They just didn't want it. We went 2-0 down against 2-0 up, against Fulham and QPR in the last 2 games, and those 2 teams got a goal back and fought back. But that never came for Villa. The second half rushed their chances, and frankly, they should be a little bit disappointed themselves.
Okay.